Hey everyone, how's it going? Happy, what day is it today? 17th. Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I was nickeling and diming all day today, like kind of just smaller size, but isolating those better opportunities, trying to keep my risk as small as possible and it worked out really well. Like I'm trying to be patient, trying to wait for confirmation that it's not pushing higher, and it's been working out. So, um, I'll start with ACXP. This one was up. So there were a couple I traded that were up on news, and typically for me, like an A plus setup doesn't have any news. ACXP had news, but I was seeing that we were in this consolidation period at 116 as the high and 103 as the low, and then we broke under. And so on the retest of that zone, I took a short. But it just started chopping again from $1 to 108 about. So I covered at 101. So a couple of cents there, and I went in with a really small size. Um, and then this, came down, ended up selling off pretty hard. So kind of wish I held on to that a little bit, especially since we didn't go above 1-1. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Since we didn't go back above 1-1, I think I could have played this a little bit more patient. Um, let's see what the order of trades. So next we have FGL. This one was a really solid trade, and I also sold this a little too early, but it started spiking up. It didn't have any news from what I remember. Let's see. No, never mind. They had like some collaboration news. Um, yeah, cooperation. Basically, news was too weak. It was in a yearly downtrend. I was patient, so I started seeing this resistance here, and then I went in short on sort of the retest of that. It ended up breaking up a little bit, but it got shorted hard. So I was prepared to add. I tried to add actually into this, but for some reason when I was entering this one, I couldn't get the shares I needed. Like the order to locate shares wasn't getting executed, which is super annoying. So I couldn't really get in with the size I wanted, but it ended up cracking. I sold a good portion of my position here, and then I just rode this wave down, ended up covering the rest here because this is where the move started. So that's typically my target for these kinds of plays. Um, next we have, let's see, INEO. INEO started spiking on no news. I saw this resistance start forming here, and I was basically waiting to retest into that zone. Got pretty close. Took my short here when I started seeing resistance at looks like around 188, and then sold into these dumps here. Again, since this was like around the start of the move, I covered the rest of my position, but it ended up selling off more. Um, which is a bit unfortunate. And if I see this happen more, I might just move, like maybe hold on a little longer to underneath where the move starts. Next, we have PCSA. PCSA was showing similar action as the first one I traded, ACXP, and it also had pretty bullish news. Let me see here. It was it started spiking pre-market because of um, they had some phase 2 news, and also they were to receive funding. Um, so at this point, basically, I became interested when this started spiking up. But why is this skinny? But I was like playing patient because I wasn't sure how far it was gonna go up. It kept making higher highs. The red candles were very small, and then at this point, I was like, "Oh my god, I don't know why this is happening." At this point, I was getting interested. So after I saw this push up with volume and then it gets shorted, I was looking to enter around this range. We started consolidating and not pushing higher. So I saw this get stopped out. So I tried to enter here and I got that entry at 6157. It bounced up a couple times, but then it ended up selling off. I sold a little bit here because of this. Um, I got out of my position and I didn't want this to come back up. So then I looked for re-entry. I took re-entry here, covered a little bit into that same spot, but then it broke out with volume. Again, I was like watching very closely and I had very small size here. I took 200 shares at this point at the first entry and then like 500 on this second entry and then added like I covered 100 and then added 400 here. So I wasn't in for that much. I wasn't super exposed. So no like big drawdown. So this entry, I don't know why this keeps actually I think I do know why. But this entry was decent than I covered here. Um, Played the retest. I was holding on to a little bit of my position, but I uh, was watching this same level and then entered again as it got shorted. So covered here, covered here. Definitely could have held on because the start of the move was at this point, but I got out. Um, that was PCSA and then RBNE. I believe is the second to last one. We have EYEN as well. RBNE was halted up. This one, let me look at the news. This one, they had bearish news. Robin Energy announces registered direct offering of 965,000 common shares at a price of 525. So I was super confused why this was halting up. There was a wide spread, but as this was squeezing up, it popped on my scanner because it was above 50%. And I started seeing the shorting happen at like 8.8. So I got in at that point. So I get in at 8.8, cover some here at 8.3. The ask was looking weak, so I was comfortable holding this a little bit. Ended up covering the rest here. Same thing, sold too early. I probably could have waited until the start of the move, considering the price action. Um, that was RBNE, EYEN. This one I was seeing and was interested in as it was grinding up. And I was interested in this at around this point here. But I didn't like this price action. Like this is super like bullish price action. So I held off, even though it was like something I would typically enter. I held off because once we pass 7 o'clock, there's a lot more like trend action and not a lot of like quick shorting. Like you'll see like slower, higher highs and higher lows instead of a high get made and then we retrace like 100%. So knowing that I was playing patient here. After I saw this crack here, I was like, okay, this one, if it double tops, I'm going to be interested in. So I set my alert for here, but it squeezed up super hard and broke out with volume. And then I saw 4.8 start to get shorted. So I set my order at 483. It didn't get filled. It came down. It ended up retesting. I lifted the order because of how fast the ask was getting filled and the spread. And I managed to snipe this entry. Let's see, I think it was 4.9. I managed to snipe the entry at 4.9. So I was super happy about that because of that was just instinct because of the price action I was seeing and being in this situation before. I knew that this might come up higher than my where I was looking at enter, so canceled my order and replaced it where I was seeing resistance again. Ended up dumping. We had this close underneath the upper VWAP uh band, and then I sold into VWAP. I didn't want to play the whole move down because of this breakout here with the volume we had. I was like, I'm just gonna get out close to that. But yeah, dude, today solid. Like I think had a max of 2 entries. I have been trying to, make less plays, but honestly, like these were all great opportunities. So, um, I'm happy I took them. There wasn't anything else that really caught my eye throughout the day. So, so yeah, I do definitely want to like prioritize situations like FGL and INEO where they're kind of up on, not super bullish news and have a lot of room to go down. And taking these trades pre-market or close to market open have been pretty good. Looks like KWM is popping up, but at this point, I'm not really interested in um, taking any trade. So, yeah, not really interested in it. But, anyways, that's it for today. Finished today $520.41. So, super happy with that considering I upped my size by 20%, but I seem to be like pretty much um upping my profits by like 75% ish, which I'm happy about. So, traded a low number of shares, which I'm always happy about. So, not getting really eaten up by commissions. And yeah, hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching and peace.